Hi, in the last video I looked at the two different types of perceiving, sensing and intuition. In this video I will look at the two types of judging, thinking and feeling. Everyone uses both thinking and feeling, just like everyone uses sensing and intuition. However, feeling types more often have a preference for judging with values over logic, and thinking types more often have a preference for judging with logic over values. Figuring out whether someone is a thinker or feeler may be more difficult than sensing versus intuition, because you can't just listen to how they talk. You have to look at the motivations behind their actions. You could have a situation with a thinker and a feeler who both end up making the same decision. So to tell the difference, you would have to look at why they made it. Was it the most logical thing to do? Did it make the most sense given the circumstances? Or was it a decision that would have a positive effect on the people around them? Did it seem the only reasonable thing to choose because any other option would have been wrong? Now let's compare the two. Thinkers make decisions with their head and want to come across as fair to others. However, feelers make decisions with their heart and want to come across as compassionate. Often the two will be in agreement about decisions, because the most compassionate option is often the most fair, but sometimes they can disagree. For thinkers, telling the truth is more important than being tactful. They would rather be hurt by the truth than lulled into a false sense of security with a lie. This applies to everything, from huge lies to little white lies. Conversely, feelers believe being tactful is more important than the cold, hard truth, so they may decide not to share something in a moment because it would hurt someone's feeling, even if it means withholding the truth. They believe that sometimes telling the full truth can cause more harm than good, so it's best to wait for a sensible opportunity in which to share. Thinkers place a high value in pragmatism. They look to logic and unbiased facts to make important decisions in life. So, for example, when looking for a new job, they will be focused more on salary, commuting time, and areas of growth in the company, even if it ends up being a job they don't enjoy that much. They ask questions like, would the job provide them with financial independence so they can pay the bills and have money left over for holidays and paying off debts? Is it a secure job that they can rely on having for years to come? Is it the best job in the area they are looking in, based on the skills they have? On the other hand, feelers place a high value in morals and values, looking both to their own personal values and the values of others around them, and whether the decision sits right with them. So when looking for a job, they will be more interested in whether they will enjoy the job, the values the company stands for. For example, they wouldn't work for an animal testing company if they were against animal testing, even if it meant working for good money. And also how the job will impact themselves and their family. They would ask questions like, would the commute distance make it harder for them to cook healthy meals for their family? Would it mean spending lots of time away from their partner, etc.? In a conversation about work, for example, a thinker will be more likely to ask questions about impersonal facts, such as how much work you got done, did you get there on time, what was the traffic like, who was in the office, do you have much work to do tomorrow, etc. Whereas a feeler will be more interested in personal facts, such as whether you had a good day, did you eat anything nice for lunch, how is your relationship with so-and-so going, is your boss still driving you crazy, are you doing anything nice tonight, etc. Questions asked by thinkers tend to be more direct and get to the point as quickly as possible. They will often give short, concise answers to questions and may need further prompts to give extra details that they didn't feel were important to add. This can be seen as blunt by feelers, like they aren't interested in what they have to say, when they only respond with a few words. When a feeler asks a question, it tends to be more wordy and may include several questions in one, as they often adapt what they are saying based on your reaction when you are talking together. They will also often give longer, expanded answers with lots more detail. Thinkers can see this as feelers taking forever to get to the point and using too many words to answer a question when they respond with a paragraph. Thinkers are more objective in their approach to life. They want to remain impersonal to problems so they can make the best decision without emotions clouding their judgment. Feelers are more subjective in their approach to life. They want to remain focused on the values and what is best for themselves and those around them to make the best decision so that doesn't hurt anyone around them. Thinkers trust in cold, hard facts. They believe the best decisions are made when focusing mainly on the facts and only applying to values when they are left with a few choices that are all perfectly logical. Only then will they allow themselves to pick which they prefer. Feelers trust in what they believe to be right, based on their value system. They believe the best decisions are made when you take into account what is best for everyone first, and only apply to logic when a few choices are left, or when they have no choice but to decide logically, as no decision will make everyone happy. In a discussion with a thinker, you may hear them mentioning how something just makes the most sense, or is the only sensible thing to do. Their reasoning for a decision is what will give them away as a thinker. A feeler may be heard mentioning how it would be wrong to do anything else, or that they need to do what they believe is right for them. Similarly, their reasoning for a decision is what will give a feeler away. Thinkers can be seen as too task-oriented, uncaring, or indifferent by feelers, because they often put other people's feelings and emotions below logic. This can be extremely useful in certain situations, when a tough decision needs to be made that may involve hurting a few to save the many. This is why thinkers are the rational pillars of society. On the other hand, feelers can be seen as too idealistic, soft, or indirect by thinkers, because they may not come to a seemingly more logical solution, as they take into account everyone else's feelings. But this is why feelers are the social glue of society. They are aware of the needs of others and have a desire to ensure all those needs are met, even if it means leaving the many to save the one. I hope this list was useful in explaining how thinkers and feelers differ, but also how important they both are in society. If we had too many feelers, then nobody would want to make the tough decisions, as everyone would want what is best for everyone else. Just like if we had too many thinkers, then everyone would focus on cold logic and forget about people's values and what is right for them individually. We are all important in our own way, and no type or leaning is better than another. Thank you for your time.